Welcome back to Rainy Garage, where it's raining yet again. Yamaha R6 build, the finale. So this will be the last episode. It's going to be filmed over 2 days because we still don't have the brake pads, but they are here somewhere, so they should be here this week. Also, rear fender, that should be here this week, but we've got enough parts to actually get some stuff done today, so rather than just waiting, we'll get it done. First on the list, I've done some of them already, and that's just tidying up the mounts on the fairings. So we had an issue with the mount here that goes to the sprocket cover. What I did was, after I finished the last video, I pressed in a nut with some green Loctite, so that should hold it nice and tight. And then we've got an aluminium spacer and a washer, and then we've got a titanium bolt as well, another little spare that we had. And this is just the right size to mount the fairing and not hold it under tension, because the problem that we've got is the fairing hits the frame before the mount and the sprocket cover meet. So this spacer just gives us that perfect fitment. So that's going to go on today. Some other ones that I've already done, I'll show you, is just capping off any open mount holes that we've got. So that's going to be the first one to do. Also got some more double-sided 3M tape in the post, so that means I can re-stick this. Once that's done, I can put this back in, which goes here just between the tank and the rear mount, so that needs to go in. The tank cowl is back from the painters after having a little paint correct. I've already put some speed fasteners on the inside there, so that's ready to mount. Just got to take the steering damper off, and then the seat can be properly mounted down. Oh, and I can't grab them because they're in the box there, but we've got the carbon fibre tank panels. So basically today's just finishing off the few minor little mounts for the fairings and completely buttoning up the tank and the seat, and then we're simply waiting for brake pads and the rear fender, but they'll come, they'll be in this video, they just won't be filmed today. So let's start off with getting the fairings mounted. So I got that in, and as you can see, it just sits up against the frame, and that's where it stops, so it doesn't pull in, isn't under tension, and yeah, that nut has held nicely in the sprocket cover, so that's fixed that problem. And then if we go down here, this was the mount that didn't line up, so that actually wasn't the fairing, it was the mount itself. So I don't know if it was bent, but I would have had to take all the fairing off to put it back, so I didn't bother. I just put a grommet in there, and then in the grommet I just put in a plastic fitting, so it just makes it a little bit tidier rather than just having a big gaping hole. And if we come around this side, if you remember, or if you watched the other video, we also had this one, so I literally done the same thing, just put a rubber grommet in there and then put a plastic fixing in. So that's all the fairing all done, all mounted, and now I can move on to doing this side cover. That's the sticky on, same process. I just wiped it down with the isopropyl alcohol on the inside and on the tank, and now I'm going to get it stuck on. So after a bit of messing about, pulling it off, pushing it back on, I don't think these are like the exact same mould. I think they're slightly off because I'm trying to get the same line that follows the tank, and when I put it on a certain way it sits flat and it's fine, but then if I put it to follow the line of this one, it's slightly off, and that one's the opposite. So anyway, that's on. What I'll do is the same as what I did with this side. This lifted a little bit, I just wrapped a towel around a strap and I strapped it down overnight, and that's got it to stuck. It's still slightly lifted, but I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Otherwise I'm just going to spend the whole day pulling it off and putting it back on. But otherwise from here it looks pretty good. Right, so that leads us on to tank cowl. So tank up, fit this, and then tank cowl on. So we'll get that done next. That's the tank cowl on. Now I can put these beauties on. Nice little finishing touch. And what else is there? Oh, I just need to put the steering damper back on. So let's get on to that. Let's get that done. That's the last one on. That just leaves the seat. Where's the fixings for that? I've got those here. So yeah, she's pretty much all buttoned up now. We'll just throw the seat on and then I'll show you some better shots of how she's looking. Cool, so seat is on. Now I can just show you what she's looking like. Get rid of some of this rubbish. Where's the light? There she is. Carbon fibre tank panels. Oh, camera. Got the cowl on. Seats all on. Sit, come on, this way, camera. Sorry about my poor camera footage, but yeah, there she is. Seats on, tank cowl's done. Carbon fibre tank panels, tank guards, steering stem is all mounted up, dash is looking good if I say so myself. Yeah, I think that's this way, camera, pretty equal. It's the best I can do. I've done that 2-3 times now. It looks a little bit off. I'm not going to do it again. I'm pretty much over it. So let me throw the camera back up here. That way, there we go. Next up is going to be the brake pads and the rear fender. So I'm waiting on them, but you'll see them next. That's me for today. Things like that really annoy me, you know. I just want it to be perfect. But anyways, so like I said, that's it for me today. But next up, brake pads and rear fender. So we'll just do them next. And just like that, we have brake pads. SBS Street Performance Cinter pads. Part number on those 634HS. So newies for both calipers to go with the new discs. Freshly serviced calipers, fresh fluid, all nice and new. And then for the rears, we went for street standard ceramics, SBS 657HF. It's funny because they didn't actually show these as being for the R6 on the website that I bought them from, but when I looked them up on SBS's website, these were the ones, or one of many, but they were on there. So that's what we got. Also noticed with this bike that the caliper bolts have been drilled. I think they're just standard, drilled and standard bolts. So I've got an abundance of stainless steel lock wire, so we'll lock wire them as well. Why not? Got the provisions to do it, so we'll do it. Another little job on the list, which I forgot, was tighten up, torque up all the front end, axle nut, pinch bolts, all that good stuff. And then the bike can actually come down off of the stands for the first time since it went up. Fender's still not here, but it will be here in this video, obviously. This is just today's job. So yeah, pad change, torque up the front end, and lock wire the caliper bolts. A lot of this I'm not going to show you the process of me doing it. If you haven't seen the other video on brake servicing, you can use that to change your brake pads. Torque settings on the front end, axle nut 91 Newton meters, pinch bolts 18 Newton meters, and caliper bolts are 40, 91, 18, 40. Yep. So let's crack on and get this done. Out with the old ones, new ones are in. Moving on to the front, let's go. There she is. Just the other side to do. Brake pads are done. Let's go around this way. Nice fresh pads, front and rear. Everything's all torqued up. That's all done for today. So it's going to turn into a 3-day thing. Just waiting on that fender. Bike's complete. Went well, it's easy enough. Everything's torqued up, brake pads are done. LiQWYD the front calipers. So yep, next up, fender. Now I'm sitting here with an OEM fender in my hands. So that can only mean one thing. The new one has arrived and it fits. So they were completely different, the last one and this one. As soon as I seen it in the box, I knew it was going to fit. So out with the old, in with the new, and that's the last piece of the puzzle. So absolute torrential weather today, which means I can't take it outside, but I'm going to get it off the stand today, put the wheel chock back on the ramp and get it chopped in so it's ready to come off. And then tomorrow it's just a fact of the weather stops, I can roll it outside. I need to make sure that the clip-ons don't hit the tank and that they're in the right position, symmetrical. Hopefully the forks are straight as well. Possibility they might be twisted, so I'll sort all that stuff out off camera. But anyway, there she is, she's on, and she's looking really good. I think another thing I might do, I might sit down and just write a list of everything that's been done, and the spec that the bike's in and whatever aftermarket parts and stuff, and just give you a list of how the bike sits. And it looks wicked, it looks wicked. I love it personally, like one of my favorite color schemes, and the best 600 Super Sport there is, the best looking without a doubt, I think. But it's subjective, isn't it? So as long as I'm happy with it, that's all that matters. We'll leave it with that for now. I'm just going to get this bench sorted out, and then tomorrow we'll be in the garden. And finally the sun is out, which means I get to ride today. I've just cleaned the bike, all my dirty fingerprints are gone. So finally, man, it has been hammering down the past 2 weeks. It's just been raining non-stop. So this has actually taken me about a week to do this video because I just couldn't get it out of the shed once everything else was done. But she's out and she's clean. So we'll just have a little run through, you know, what's been done to the bike, how the bike's set up. We'll start with the front. So obviously we had brand new discs, brake rotors, new pads, all freshly serviced, flushed all the fluid out, new fluid in, so that is all nice and fresh, ready to go. We've got the RCS 19 on the front, a little upgrade on the front brake there, clip-ons. We've got Pro Brake Revos, bar ends are MC Motorsports, I think, $80, so not cheap. But I think these actually came with a project bike and I've had them in a box for ages, so they went on. We've got my homemade mirrors, obviously. What else? We've got the Scott steering damper. Obviously all the carbon fibre bits and pieces. The new body. We got new engine covers, we got new sliders, they're all GB Racing. We've got the modified GYTR muffler. Rear brakes the same as the front. New discs, new pads, all flushed out, nice and fresh. Also new fork seals, new wheel bearings, new 90-degree valves. The wheels have been powder coated. We've got brand new Rosso 4 on the front, and we've got a near new Rosso 4 on the back, so we've got matching tyres done. What else is there? We've got the Vortex 2.0s, Race Tech rear suspension. I'm pretty sure the front shocks are aftermarket as well. I think the springs have been changed, but I don't know because I didn't do that. Power Commander 5. Power Commander Auto Tune. We got the Hilltech quick shifter, Hilltech gear indicator, Hilltech speed healer. What brand is that? Accosato quick release fill cap. We got the GYTR gel seat. This had new plugs, new air filter, new oil filter. The oil's been done. What other OEM bits and pieces have we done on it? It's got a new rear tail tidy on there. I tidied up all the wiring on it. I have got a list of this, but it's on my phone, so I really didn't want to write it all down after I looked at how much had been done to the bike. But yeah, pretty much it's had a complete refresh, and it just looks night and day to what it did when I bought it. So originally I said I wouldn't bother putting up pictures of it, but I actually remember that I've got a video that I took when I originally got the bike. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that video up here, and then you'll be able to see the condition of what it was in compared to how it looks now. Where do I begin with this one? Got parts that aren't even bolted in, cracked fairings that have been painted by brush, heavily grooved discs, unevenly worn pads, bodge job indicators that have been slapped together. Engine covers are all ground down, so they need changing. Fairings held on by zip ties, or the mounts are broken. Don't even know where to begin with this tank. It's just so rough. As is all the carbon fibre as well. That's all rough. Chain and sprockets are absolutely knackered. Wheels are all scuffed up. Rear brakes and discs are the same as the front. Exhaust is jammed on with a Jubilee clip. Carbon fibre on this side is just, yeah, it needs a good refurb. Got an oil leak down here. Forks are leaking. Got an old track tyre on the front wheel as well. Brake fluid is orange, and this is a 14,000k bike that hasn't been looked after. When we're going to get it right? So that was the state of the bike when I got it. Pretty bad. For those sort of kilometres, it had obviously been abused. So the engine seems to be strong. Hopefully it is, because I've spent a lot of money on this bike. And yeah, just hopefully now it can be enjoyed and be looked after like it should have been in the first place. And there's not really much to it. Like I said, if you've seen my introductory video on that, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not qualified in any of that. I've worked in construction in my teenage years in domestic construction, and since I've been in Australia I've worked 8 years in civil. I've got no background in fabrication or mechanics or anything. It's just something that I've tried to do, got it wrong, got it right, and just kept having a go. And I think anyone can do it. So just have a go, man. Like, seriously, don't doubt yourself. And it really is easy. This is, I mean, it's kind of a project build. It's not as extensive as the one I'd done before this, but the one I'd done before this prepared me for doing this kind of work, because this isn't as hard as that. So yeah, if you're ever thinking about do it. Just get some good tools. You know, we've got YouTube. We have an abundance of information, and to be able to be taught to do this without actually going to college and stuff like that, have a go. Why not? On my next build I want to do a lot more fabrication. I want to get my welder back out. I want to maybe do an engine conversion on something or build something, but this was something I wanted to do, and I decided to vlog it, whatever you call it. So that's what I've done. So I'm going to give you a little run round of the bike so you can just have a look at it and see, you know, how it looks, and that'll be the end of this video. So I really appreciate anyone that's already subscribed to the channel, anyone that likes the videos and stuff like that. So yeah, any subscriptions, likes, they're all really appreciated, so I can keep doing stuff like this. And yeah, it's been a good one. Now I actually get to ride it, which is going to be even better, and enjoy the weather. So we'll see you on the next one.
Oh.